Back in October, Kyrie Irving said that playing with Kevin Durant will mark the first time he feels comfortable with a teammate taking a big clutch shot, seemingly taking a shot at LeBron James. And now LeBron admitted on a podcast that the comment, quote, kind of hurt me a little bit. LeBron also added that during his run with Kyrie in Cleveland, his main goal was to see Irving win MVP. And even though they won a title, he and Kyrie, quote, could never align. So, Skip, why did LeBron make such a big deal of this?
I don't know. I hope you can explain to me why, because I was stunned and dumbfounded that LeBron chose this podcast, upon which he goes fairly frequently, to just unload about something that Kyrie said 2 months ago that should have gone in one ear and out the other for LeBron James during the finals. And he took it so seriously, he requested a transcript of it so he could pore over it and let it sink in exactly how deep it would hurt him that Kyrie would suggest that he finally has a teammate in Kevin Durant that he would give up a last shot to.
Yeah, you do realize like they're in the bubble. So you hear
So
everything.
you think it's a bubble phenomenon?
I mean, no, but you hear everything.
I thought he was 0 dark 30.
No, Skip. You know, he said this year is different because he's not home. So
I have
he's
to
not
keep
going
the phone on in case Savannah needs me or my mom needs me,
right? Or Bronny.
So
or Zuri.
wait,
Zuri got
all
her
those
own
other
number.
finals, he didn't keep his phone on in case Savannah needed him. I'm sorry.
Skip, there you see, you always.
Well, come on. So this stung him so deeply because it hit a nerve. Sometimes the truth hurts. And what if we always question, at least I started it, I know, question the clutch gene, and we can go on and on about how clutch or not clutch LeBron has been in big late game moments.
Right.
But somehow it really eats at him that a former teammate would suggest he's not clutch, to the point that he just bared his soul through this podcast, and it's all F-bombs and GDs, and it got him. And yet I'm thinking, you always say he's better than Jordan. Well, do you realize Jordan would have scoffed at some notion like this? Like he would have dismissed it so much he would have lost no sleep over it. And the last thing he would have done on something that an ex-teammate said was to address it at this kind of length publicly. And clearly it was premeditated on LeBron's part. It wasn't something that he just went on and spilled on.
Yeah, well,
he had thought it through.
Well, I hope he ain't give up all the information because, we got a couple on Club Shay Shay podcast.
Oh, so that's what you're angling
you know what I'm saying?
Well, why doesn't LeBron have his own podcast?
Skip!
This is called Road Trip, and he could call his just Tripping, right?
You guys,
He's just tripping on this.
Actually, Skip, First of all, he has Uninterrupted. He also has The Shop, which he sits around and athletes and entertainers come around and they're sitting, he's sitting in the barber's chair and everybody's carrying on conversation. And he has Uninterrupted, another media platform. So he's good on that angle. So let somebody else get into that, he has a production company. He's making movies. You try to get him to get hard up all the things. Let me get into the market.
Okay.
But
boy, he's putting these guys on the map because he loves this podcast.
Skip, I think the thing is that when you play with someone, and not saying I was not even close to the player LeBron is, but it would bother me, Skip. Just imagine if I got the name Big Play Shay for a reason. And then all of a sudden somebody say, well, man, you know what? Dude make more plays than,
Okay, I got it, but nobody ever said that about you.
But I'm saying, though, Skip, I'm trying to imagine, it would bother me. Now, I don't know if I would say it publicly, but it bothered him enough that he wanted the voice. I love the fact that no matter how great LeBron is, and I don't want to say think how LeBron is, he never lets you forget that he's human and that he's willing to share those emotions. I think sometimes we think because I can jump high, I can dunk, I can shoot, I can throw, I can tackle, that I'm not human and I don't have the same emotions that a normal person that does not do these things at the elite level does. And he's saying, no, it bothered me because Kyrie, although we didn't align, I thought Kyrie had enough respect for me in my game. Skip, you don't get to where LeBron has gotten to. You don't have the numbers and the accolades without being clutch. It's impossible to achieve what he's achieved without being clutch at some point.
Here and there?
No, more here, not there. Because, Skip, I just read you the numbers. I mean, if he's not clutch, how does he have more game-winning shots in the playoff than everybody?
Well, he doesn't have that many, and he has played 1,525 total games. That's a lot of games.
Skip. So
He's got 7 in going on 1,600 games.
So let me ask you a question. If LeBron is winning by 30 points, is there an opportunity? If LeBron is losing by 15 points, is there an opportunity to have a game-winning shot? So, Skip, you just can't say, okay, and what happened when he didn't take the shot? Okay.
Well, thank you, because countless times he has run from the late game free throw line because the stats scream at you. He's a terrible free throw shooter late in games.
If Kyrie said, you know what, sometimes I didn't pass LeBron the ball because, I was afraid that he was going to take an ill-advised shot and not drive the ball. Okay, I get that. But this wasn't about free throws. Okay, it's been established. LeBron is not a historically great free throw shooter.
Well, he's historically the worst.
Okay, fine, you want to say that. But one thing he's historically the best at, last second game winning shots in playoffs. Nobody is better. What's Jordan's? Jordan got more buzzer beaters. Kobe?
Who would you
Shaq?
rather have the ball in his hands at the end of the game?
What Skip?
Jordan, Kobe, or LeBron?
All
I
I
think
know-
it goes 1, 2, 3.
LeBron got more game winning shots than both of them combined.
Well, what are the game-winning shots in playoff games? So you got the shot heard around the world where he took the inbounds pass on Turkoglu.
Did it?
He just had to turn and shoot it. He hit.
Okay,
He made it.
he
That
got Orlando.
was the first one.
He got
Chicago was the mad Kyrie play.
You do realize, Skip, they were down 2-1, right? Because they could have been down 3-1. So that was a lot of pressure, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And the play was called by David Blatt for, ironically, Kyrie Irving, because David Blatt thought Kyrie was more clutch than LeBron.
So in other words,
and to LeBron's credit, I always tell you, when he gets mad, he is at his best.
So
he got mad and said, "Hell no."
So he took a play that wasn't designed for him and made something great out of it. Not a whole lot of guys can do that. So in other words, he got off script and made a masterpiece.
Yep.
Okay, what about Indiana? Did he have a shot against Indiana?
He hit a left-handed layup on George Paul.
That's
right?
a game-winning shot.
Okay, but it's just a left-handed layup at the buzzer.
Is he
Okay,
not saying
okay,
he's
I'll
a game-winning
give you
shot?
that.
Okay,
it's a
what
layup.
about the
He's
other one?
6'9".
Okay, what about Toronto?
Okay, first was the Jimmy Butler. That's a regular season game. So we go Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay, well, actually, the Pacers was the next one.
Yeah, we had another
And the Pacers are all down there complaining because LeBron goaltended Oladipo, and he grabs the ball and goes down and shoots and makes one at the buzzer.
So we got time.
And they're like, okay. And then Toronto, he dribbles the length of the floor because Ty Lue did not call a timeout, which was smart. And then he's running to his left and tries to shoot back to his right and accidentally backboards it in. Nobody would try to bank that shot because there's no bank left.
Yeah, because
the bank is closed.
He knows,
and he accidentally nicked the backboard and it went in.
Skip. He knows that rate of speed.
I'll give you those.
He can't shoot it directly in because he's going too hard.
Of all those, including his regular season buzzer beaters, that's 7 total in 1,525 games. That's 0.005%. Countless times he has pulled up and taken long jump shots and missed them because he didn't want to have to drive it.
So Jordan has never missed a shot.
He's missed a bunch of them, but not like this guy. So we don't have time left to go through all the shots that he made. But even in the previous, just the playoffs we just saw, the all-time was LeBron Game 2 against Denver. He just stood there. He froze because he was 1 for 6 from the field in the fourth quarter and 0 for 3 from the three-point line and 0 for 1 from the free throw line. They call the play for LeBron, and he just freezes. Rondo said, I locked eyes with him. He did not move. That's outrageous, and you're giving him a pass for this, and AD took him off the hook by running completely across the floor to take the inbounds pass.
I wouldn't let him off the hook had you give him as much praise as when he does something bad, you give him criticism.
Okay.
Because you forget about the Washington series. He had two shots that ended up winning the game in one series. And you remember he had Gills on my podcast. Bron tapped him in the chest. He said, now, you know when you miss these, you know that's your, you know what, right? He did that, right? That's what he did. He what, 20 years old, 21 years old, doing that. He did that, right?
All right, but who made the shot of shots to win him a Game 7 ring against Golden State at Oracle? It was Kyrie Irving.
But, Skip, you do realize that LeBron had the last 8 points before that point. Those threes, he had 2 threes, the layup. And what got Kyrie is that shot never received the credit as the block. The greatest defensive player in NBA history. Kyrie ain't even got the greatest shot in NBA history. Let alone Ray Allen.
That's all the blind witnesses in the media.
No, Skip,
all the apologists.
Skip, you know that's the greatest defensive play.
But
name a better defensive play.
It was a bicycle built for two. JR cut him off at the pass and made him pull up. He was going to dunk it, and he had to sort of pull up. Iguodala did and try to lay it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is. Where did he come from?
Did you see what JR did?
Hey.
It's a big assist to JR. Look at JR undercut it.
He's a JR.
JR got there first. You can't take credit for this.
Think he got him a layup.
Look at JR. JR stopped him first.
I just won game.
Yeah. Oh, it's just an assist to
What
JR.
did Iggy say? Iggy said, I don't know where he came from. He said, I left him at the other end.
So why would LeBron be so stung about something that shouldn't matter to him? If he's as clutch as you say and everybody else seems to say, then he should just sleep the night away and forget about this guy. Remember, Kyrie left him because Kyrie did not want to play with him anymore.
Okay, that's fine, Skip. That's fine. And guess what? Him and KD are butt heads, and they'll part ways. But let me ask you a question, Skip. There's this thing like disinformation getting out, and it gets repeated, and people start believing it. So you have repeated this. And people have repeated
backed it up repeatedly.
No, Skip.
I'm trying to give you a break without going over all. I got a whole list of shots that he missed. We could go on the rest of the day talking about it.
Jordan says, I've taken 3,000 shots.
Yep.
I've missed way more than I've made. Okay.
Do you know how many countless times LeBron has passed the ball up? How many times to Kyle Korver? That's one where you could have closed that deal in Game 3 in your house against KD. Yeah. And he's got Iggy one-on-one, and he says, I'm afraid to go to the basket. I don't want to have to shoot the free throws.
Somebody else passes the ball. Michael, Magic, Larry pass the ball. Somebody hits a shot. That's smart. That's a basketball player. LeBron does the exact same thing. The only difference,
Tell me he's the GOAT.
Okay.